you guys? All good? See, I'm asking question, I'm answering. What happened? Test result. How much you got? Not as a teacher, I'm just asking how much you got. Maybe out of 11. Okay, you? Huh? 20. 34. Sir? 24. Naveen? I'm asking you. Come here, come sit. Why? 22. Okay, I thought you don't want to say, that's why I didn't ask. Why you are keeping your bag there? You can keep it with you, right? Directly coming from school. Very hard working. Okay. So we are supposed to do complex number, right? Yesterday, you guys understood complex number. It was not complex at all, right? It's really easy. Naveen, any problem in complex number? All good? Okay. Huh? You know what the meaning of akka is? Come sit here. Come sit here. Sit here in front. Just I want you to sit here. Come. Why? There is not always why. You can say I don't want to say chemistry mass, that is fine. Okay. Shall we solve one problem? So complex number we are doing, right? Solve. What's the meaning of this symbol? Oh, wow, still heavy. Huh? Okay, that means if I write x, what does this mean? You keep adding x, right? From like, I'll give you the lower limit. Let's say I'm writing xi from 1 to, let's say n. That means you will add x1 plus x2 plus x3 up to xn. Okay, that's the meaning of this symbol. Okay, let's solve a problem. What is I? Okay, do it. Just give it a try. Give it a shot. Let's see how good. Actually, do you guys know if I just randomly write any number, can will you be able to say that whether it is divisible by any number? Means like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I randomly write any number, can you say? Okay, 2 though you all know it should be even number, right? Any even number is divisible by 2. Right? Similarly for 5, if the number ends with 0 or 5, it is divisible by 5, right? You know this? Yes or no? Say yes or no. Use your mouth. You have a mouth. I hope. Okay, do this. You remember yesterday, right? How we minus I. Okay, rest of you do it. Are you sure? Check this one. Just write the previous one. Just write the previous one. Right? Yes. Fine. First, everyone copy this thing. First, everyone understood this thing or not? This first slide. I is the where is I? Subscript, right? I is in subscript. So we are adding x1 and 2, 3, 4 all are in subscript. Okay. If it was, let's say, summation of I is from 1 to n and I, that means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n. Okay, that's the meaning. We have written this instead of this. You understood? You have to understand. Okay. Everyone, listen, see here. Just show me your first time. Okay. See, everyone, look here. Now, if I'm explaining this, look here. Almost you guys are right. Plus sign here. Show me. Okay. So first thing is we have to write this. How we'll do that? Okay. So first, this is equal to, let's write the meaning. I to the power of 1 plus I square plus right? or plus I to the power of up to I to the power of how much? Huh? I to the power of what is the last power of? Till when we have to add? Till upper limit 4n plus 7. 4n plus 7. Okay. See, this you can also write as this here I plus I square plus I cube. What else we can write? Can we sum up these terms? Can we sum up these terms? These terms can be also written in summation, right? How you can write it? Louder. So you'll add. Can we write why we are writing? We'll see that. Okay. Can we add? Can we write like this? R is equal to 1 to no sorry 4, right? R is equal to 4 because fourth term we are taking from here. Okay, so R is equal to 4 to 4n plus 7 I to the power of R. Is that okay? Can we write like that? I've just written the first three terms. I've taken first three terms out. That's why I'm not writing R is equal to 4. So we are summing it from R is equal to 4 to this power. Will that be okay? Or if you some random variable. See, like we used I there. See here, like we used I, right? It's a random variable, or in mathematics we call it dummy variable. Okay, it's just a dummy. There it can be me, right? Anyone can be there. That's fine. It's you don't have to define it. Like when you are writing sine theta or sine x, sine a, sine alpha, all are dummy variables. You can write anything instead of them. It's dummy variable. It means you can use any variable. It doesn't have a specific meaning over there. Okay. So can we write like this up to here? How many of you are okay? No, not okay. Okay, fine. So what was the value? What's the value of I? I, so we don't know, right? So I is I itself. Let's write I. What is I square? I square is -1 plus I cube is how much? I cube is how much? Find out I cube. Yesterday only we have done, right? Minus I, right? Plus, again, see, we know that if we are writing it, if it is a factor, I is to the power of 4n is always equal to how much? I to the power of 4n is equal to how much? Okay. So can we write this as summation of R is equal to 1? Just see this to the power of 4n plus 4 I to the power of R. Can we write like this? See, now what I have done? R was from 1 to these are number of terms only, right? From 4 to 4. Here there is no problem, right? 4n plus 7. Now what I have done? I have taken it from 1. So if you put, let's say some variable alpha is equal to R minus 4. You can take it. So now you will just replace this alpha here. So what you will get this, and again resubstituting alpha is equal to R. So this is how we can write it. Understood or not? Is this clear? See, see when you are, I said R is a dummy variable. We can use any variable instead of R. Okay. So or if you don't want that, you can just directly write all the things. Okay. So but that will again be complicated. What I'm writing is I have taken 4 out from here. Just substitute it. Let's say alpha is equal to we are substituting alpha is equal to R minus 4. minus 4. Okay. Alpha is equal to r minus 4. Just put alpha here. What you get? Alpha here. What you get? Will you get this or not? Just try it. Try it. Then only you will understand. Put alpha is equal to 4 r minus 4. So r here is equal to how much? 4. Alpha will be equal to how much? Okay. So let's oh wait. Let's take r minus 3. Okay. Let's say alpha is equal to r minus 3. Now put if r is equal to 4, what is the value of alpha? Alpha is how much? 1. So I'm just writing, okay, let's write. This is alpha, right? It's a dummy variable. You can take anything. Okay, but it should have a meaning while replacing it. See, there is a meaning. So if you replace it here, that means you have to replace it here also, right? So what will this become? Because this is r is equal to 4n plus this, right? And you are taking, that means you have to decrease this also from here. 3 also you have to decrease in the this top power, the upper limit. So this will become 4n plus 7 minus 3. So alpha, this one is lower limit, and this alpha is upper limit. Okay. So now it is having a meaning, right? Now what we are doing, we are just replacing again alpha with r. Because it's a dummy variable, you can replace it anything. That's why it's written always r in terms of r and not in terms of alpha. You don't just switch variables. Like in calculus, if you do this, you will always, like in trigonometry, take example of we have the proof of sine A minus sine B. This I have given in exam as well, right? In exam also it was there. So what we did, we have assumed A plus B is equal to what? X, or A minus B is equal to Y. Right? Then again we replaced it. So that's how we proved it. If you have paid attention, I don't know, we have done that in class also. That's why. Okay. So that's called dummy variable, and we'll be using it all the time. I thought you guys knew about this. In 10th standard also, we have used dummy variables quite a lot of times. I don't know if you guys have used it. Okay, it's called dummy variable. That's it. Very simple. Or you just subtract 4 here, 3 here, and 3 here. You get you'll get this. Okay, you don't have to write alpha and all. So what this will become? This is iota minus 1 minus iota. Okay, plus how much? Plus how much? Yeah, that's remaining terms. So this is the remaining terms. This term only we have written like that, right? Not get it? No. Okay. So tell this part, it is fine. Plus iota to the power of 4, and next will be iota to the power of 5, iota to the power of 4n into iota to the power of 7, right? This is fine. This one is fine. Okay. Now we just keep substituting. Now before this, what term you will have? Before this, we'll have here some terms, right? So what term will be here before this? What term will be? Huh? What term will be before this? Plus 6, right? Before that, plus 5. That means I to the power of 5, right? Now what is iota will leave at as it is, because we have to find in terms of iota. Iota square is how much? Minus 1 plus minus iota. Iota to the power 4 is 1, right? So far so good. Now iota to the power 5, it will repeat. It will start to repeat. What is this? Iota, na? Okay. Now, what will this term be? The last term. Okay. What is the last term? Iota to the power of 7 is how much? Because this anyway is 1, right? This anyway is 1. What is this term? Minus iota. Okay. Before this, this term, -1. And again, what will be the term before this? Iota. Before this, you will see why I'm not trying to do this, because you need to understand these terms as well. Okay, this one is complicated, not that. That only summation part is complicated, because summation of that what was that? Iota to the power of 4n plus 4. This is how much? This is going to be 0. Okay, we haven't done it, and now I remember that yesterday we haven't done it. Okay, so this will be how much? Okay, sorry. Now you just start cancelling out terms. See, this thing is iota will be cancelled with negative iota. -1. This is again -1 is there, right? So minus iota and iota again will get cancelled out, right? 1, and what is this term? 1, right? And when you start cancelling with this term, this -1 and this one, okay, only this -1 will remain. Okay, only this -1 will remain, else other terms will get cancelled out. Which one? Yeah, this plus C, because these will be repetitions. Okay, so only this -1 term will remain. All other terms will get cancelled out. Okay, so that's why that summation, if you can write in terms of summation, then only it is easier when you have such a big power or something to deal with. Okay, and okay, sorry, I forgot to tell, n is a natural number. N must be a natural number. So this was a JE problem that I thought maybe you guys can solve. What +1? No, it will be -1. Only this -1 will remain. All other terms will get cancelled. If you just write 3 or 4 more terms to understand this, you'll be able to get it. Try it as a homework. Okay. Try it as a homework and find full explanation for this. Okay, write down one more homework if you want. Do you know what a factorial is and factorial? You know? Okay, then leave it. Have you heard of this factorial? Permutation combination, you said you guys have done it, right? You haven't done it? Whose school it is finished? I mean, started. In the beginning itself, they will be telling you about this factorial, right? Yeah, exactly. What you are saying? What? First? Yeah, that problem is your homework if you want. Otherwise, it's fine. Okay, let's start our again complex number. So today we are. So this was just a JE problem. I thought maybe let's try and do it. It's okay if you stumble a little bit. Just give it a try with that summation rules and all. I think you guys are not familiar with summation, how to do these things. AP GPA, have you guys have done? Arithmetic progression geometry. So infinite series, have you done? No? Okay. I thought maybe in school it might have. See, there are a lot of things. A lot of things I haven't covered in trigonometry also. Because you need permutation, combination, and everything. Everything you from start to end. If you know everything, then only you can prepare for JEE exams. That's the thing. Okay, you cannot just start. You cannot just start like that. Like in complex number, also we'll see how it is related to trigonometry. Okay. Let's start again complex number. So today we are going to study the conjugate of a complex number. Let's say if a complex number Z can be written as A plus iota B, that we have already done yesterday, right? And I have also told you what's the geometrical meaning of this, right? What's the geometrical meaning? Shreya? Oh, Gulshal, what's the geometrical meaning of x plus iota y? Biology? Okay, get it? What? Okay. Leave it. I understood. You both are connected. Shakti, Naveen, get it or no? No? Fine. Go and revise your book. The thing is, if you revise this notes or you pay attention, you will understand. Yesterday we have talked about it. You get it or not? No? Of course. Yesterday I have also written it as x plus iota y, and I have told you it's a point at some angle. Let's say this angle b theta, and this point can be represented in an ordered pair of a, b, or x, y. Okay, that's what the meaning is, geometrical meaning. Okay, now if I write the conjugate of a complex number, how it is written? What's the meaning of conjugate? It should be related in an opposite manner. Okay, so a minus iota b. That's how we write the conjugate of a complex number. Okay, write it down. Write down. Keep writing. No, it's not the same. We'll see the properties of conjugate. Complex number is done in school, right? I think you have seen quite a lot of properties of complex number, right? There are a lot of properties. It's like it's a number system again. Like we have arithmetic number system. It's kind of similar to that, but we have some differences. So let's see. Acha, have we talked about this? If two complex numbers are equal, Z1 is equal to Z2. Let's say Z1 is defined by A plus iota B. Yes. And if it is C plus iota D. Let's say these are the two complex numbers, right? So if when we are saying that these two complex numbers are equal, that means A should be equal to C and B should be equal to, okay? That's the only way these two complex numbers can be equal. Write it down, write it down. Don't miss any point in complex number, okay? It's really important. Oh, okay. See, keep writing now. We have a very small board. So just keep writing when we are doing it. Is that okay? Yeah, guys, if you miss out something, let me know. Okay? Don't just keep it to yourself. Okay, what is the meaning of Z1 greater than Z2 or Z1 lesser than Z2? It's there in the book. Then what's the meaning of this? Shreya? Vishal Babu? What's the meaning of it? Naveen? Any answer? At least try, yeah. You are not trying. Try. See, in complex number, listen carefully, okay? It's nonsense. As simple as that. It doesn't make any sense in complex number. Okay, one point cannot be greater than another point. It's just a point, right? Geometrically, we have seen it's a point, right? So it's just the location of a point. You cannot say the ordered pair it is greater than or smaller than it is nonsense. So just write beside it nonsense. Nonsense point. Yeah, write it. That's mathematics. Like if you take any complex number, if they are coincident, or right now we are talking about a plane. Like there can be two equations. two equations can be there, and both equations can have same solution, right? So suppose that same from one equation you got z1, from another equation you got z2, and both a plus iota b is both has this a plus iota b only, like 9 plus iota 5. Let's say that. Okay, this is your z1, and z2 also you are getting 9 plus iota 5. So that's the only way it can be equal. Otherwise, it will not be equal. It's just argument, like 1 can only be equal to 1. It's very simple like that. It's just because we are studying a complex number doesn't make it complex at all. Okay, so see this point is nonsense. It cannot be true. See, 9 plus iota 5 cannot be greater than 3 plus iota 2. How you will define it? It cannot be defined, right? Greater than or equal to. Unless you take the modulus, you have to be able to study that you cannot say one vector is greater than another vector unless you have the magnitude. Okay, the magnitude can be greater or small. Okay, the vectors are at some angle. Now later on you will understand how we represent vectors using complex numbers. Okay, that thing is again there because complex plane is always perpendicular to real plane. That's what we have already seen. Okay. Okay, so understood. This makes no sense. This is nonsense. Okay, write down the next property. Write down the next property. Okay, what else? I'll just leave it. I don't think it is required. Let's write the geometrical meaning of complex. It's a property, obviously. It's a property of complex number. Complex number, what? Just write no nonsense. It's fine. You want me to write? Just write it. It's nonsense. You just Google it. Go and Google it. You don't believe me, just Google it. It does not make any sense. Those people are called what? Say it. Okay. Write down. Properties of conjugate we have already seen, right? If z is equal to x plus iota y, its conjugate then bar is x minus iota y. Okay, it's called conjugate of complex number. Write down. Write down. It's called complex conjugate of a complex number. Okay, fine. If you have written that, that's fine. Okay, conjugate of a complex number. Let's write down properties of conjugate. Write down properties of conjugate of complex number. I don't know how many properties are there in your book, but write down what I'm telling you. Geometrical meaning, everyone understood what the geometrical meaning. Now, yeah, that's what geometry is, right? So that's what I see. Geometry and coordinate geometry are same. How you define a circle? Tell me, how do you define a circle? Tell me. Go and check the definition of circle. Can you define circle? Huh? Nah. A collection of points. Okay. This is a plane at equal distance from a particular point, right? So that is called your circle. Don't say random words. Let me see. That is later on. Those are properties of circle. Using that you cannot define a circle. Infinity does not have any edge. Is infinity a circle? No. So that's why when you're defining it, say it properly. It can again that only 360 degrees is the property of a circle. It is such that it makes an angle of 360 degrees. It's not because it's 360 because Interior angle, sum of interior angle of a square or a rhombus or a cube. This is also 360. So this is not a circle. Is it? Is it a circle? Then, so when you're defining something, what's the definition of a cow? What's the definition of a cow? No, right? It's really hard to describe. Like I used to ask these my nephews and all. They're like 4 legs. Okay, goat has 4 legs, a tail. Every monkey even have a tail. So, okay, so geometrically, how you will understand the conjugate? So geometrical interpretation. Let's try to do that. Yeah. Huh? Just randomly, I'm saying it's why it is. Some definitions are difficult and why you have to be precise while defining something. Okay, you cannot just take out the common points and say, okay, the buffalo is also having 4 legs and they also give milk. So it doesn't make any sense, right? That's not the definition of a cow. Don't ask me. I will also get trapped. Okay. So when there is a point P, the ordered pair we can represent by AB. If okay, so this point can be represented by ordered pair AAB, and this length is how much? This length is how much? This dotted length B, right? And this length will be A. So Z1, so let's say this is a complex number, it's A plus iota B. It's an ordered pair, right? It's an ordered pair. In a complex plane, that's how we can write. Okay. Now, what we can do, how do we write a conjugate of this? So let's say Z1 conjugate. So A minus iota B, right? That's what we said. Conjugate is A minus iota B. What happened? Huh? Are you giving us some? Naveen, you have extra pen? Anyone? No? No, pencil is fine. No, I write mostly I write with pencil. Okay, so now Shakti, A minus iota B, where you will be. So right, everyone draw A minus iota B. Let's see. Draw this A minus iota B. Got it? Usually I carry, you give it to me. Or you can write it. If you don't have, just let me know. Yeah, right. You want? A plus iota B is A. How do you go? A this side, B this side. Now, how you will draw A minus iota B? This is imaginary axis, right? Let me write it. This is imaginary axis. This is real axis. Write both. Write both. It's already written. One is already. Vishal Babu, show it to me. You don't want to study at all? Why not? Guys, writing. Don't test me. I'll just throw you out. You already know this. So this point will be here. Let's say P dash, okay, A negative B. So if this angle is theta, this angle is what? Negative theta. We have done some proofs in trigonometry also based on this, right? If you remember, don't remember, it's fine. Okay, so that's how geometrically we represent what? Conjugate. So just imagine if a complex number is in first quadrant, its conjugate will be in fourth quadrant. If it is in second quadrant, where its conjugate will be if a complex number is in second quadrant, where will its conjugate will be? Sorry, third quadrant. Okay, short. And if it is in fourth quadrant, then first quadrant. That means it will be a mirror image. Like this x-axis or the real axis will act as a mirror. Okay, so write it down. The conjugate of a complex number is always mirror image on the real axis. Okay. Because see here itself, we are not changing the real value, right? See, everyone, we are not changing the real value. Real value is A, but the imaginary value, imaginary axis, we are changing it to negative. Okay, so just write it down what I said. On the real axis, this is the real axis. Okay, like can you tell me any function, two functions which are mirror image of each other? Okay, we did it in one class, right? Remember? It's mirror image where? That you don't know. Okay, if you have given that example, let's see what's the meaning of mirror images. Okay, in I think straight line or somewhere will again do it. So that's how we draw logarithm, this exponential function, right? E to the power of x, and the logarithmic function is like this. Let's write ln x. Okay. Now it's a mirror image on x is equal to y. Okay. So logarithmic function and exponential function are mirror image of each other on this line, x is equal to y. Okay. Means you will be like, okay, so what should I do with it? We'll see what you can do with it. When you are solving a computer program and all, if you are dealing with astronomical values, or there are a lot of things. Don't disturb me. I don't know much. Okay, so complex number. So this is write down another property of complex number. Conjugate property we are writing, right? So let's say if z1 or z1 and z2 are the complex number. See, this is z1 and z2. Okay? This is a comma. Z1 and Z2 are complex number, then what will this be? Anyone? This is conjugate of Z, conjugate of conjugate. First property. Let's write down. Conjugate of conjugate will be what? It will be Z itself. Okay. See, you can write Z as you want. I write like this, so no comments. Let's write down the second property. So if you add Z with its conjugate, real complex number with its conjugate, what you will get? What you will get, just try to add this. Try to add this. We have this, right? Two complex numbers. Huh? 2 into real part, right? 2 times the real part of z. Everyone understood why we are getting this? Yes or no? Huh? No? Okay. See, if you have a complex number, z is equal to a plus iota b, right? How do you write its conjugate? Z is equal to bar is equal to a minus iota b, right? If you add these two, so z plus conjugate of z, what you will get? This will get cancelled, right? So what you are getting? 2a. A is what? Real part. This is real part. This is imaginary part, right? So what you are getting? 2 times of real part of z. Now, what about subtraction? If you subtract two complex number, what you will get? Sorry, complex number and its conjugate, what you will get? Right on. 2 times imaginary part of z. Fourth property, right on. Suppose this is conjugate over conjugate, right? Is it not clear? Conjugate of, okay. See, z is equal to a plus iota. What is z bar? A minus iota b. Again, write down z bar bar. A plus iota b. Fine. So what you are getting? Right on. You want proof. Can't prove all the properties in class. I thought maybe some complex properties I'm going to prove, but if you're asking these properties, I'm not going to prove. It's fine. Actually, the thing is, you have to understand at this level. If you have understood these properties, other properties are just derived properties. Like units you have, right? And you have derived units. Like Newton kg meter per second square is what? It's a derived unit. Yes or no? Okay. Write down the next property. If suppose z plus z bar is equal to 0, what's the meaning of this? Huh? Do it. Do it yourself. Then you will understand. That this is small. Z is equal to conjugate is equal to negative of its conjugate, right? That means what? Z will be equal to, just write down a plus iota b is equal to negative of a minus iota b, right? Now a plus iota b is equal to minus a plus iota b. What you are getting from that? What do you understand? Can a is equal to negative a? Can a is equal to negative a? No, right? That's what we said. Now the first thing what we said, if z1 is equal to z2, that means a should be equal to c and what? B should be here. Yeah, you have written already. Don't worry. Where is it? See here. If two complex numbers, see, even if you are taking conjugate is also a complex number, right? So a should be, real part should be equal to real part, imaginary part should be equal to imaginary part. Okay, right. Real part should be equal to real part of z2, and imaginary part of z1 should be equal to imaginary part of z2, right? But we also know from arithmetic that a and b both belongs to real numbers, right? A and b both are real numbers. So two different negative of a same real number cannot be equal. -1 cannot be equal to 1, right? -7 cannot be equal to 7. That means what? It has to be 0. That's the only solution. That's the only possible solution. It has to be 0, and the it will be imaginary part. That means it will be purely imaginary. These number, this is only possible when it is z is purely imaginary. Understood? Yes or no? What about z minus z bar is equal to 0? See, these are not just properties. You are proving also, right? Things here. So these are your questions are also. Shakti, what happened? You tell me answer. Z minus Z bar is equal to 0. If, let me write, if Z minus Z bar is equal to 0, what can you say about the complex number? Oh, Nidhi, do it here. Don't do it. Always you should do it. Let the examiner see what work goes. Even if it is 50, it's fine. Right, right, as you will understand. You understand. Naveen, you are getting it or no? 4 and 5. 5, so I have asked you to do this. I just explained this, right? How come you don't understand? If I just explained, you haven't asked even doubt. Why Z is purely imaginary? This is the conclusion after, right? Just write two complex number. No? Complex number is this. Its conjugate is what? A minus iota B. If Z is, if A plus B, I cannot do this here. I cannot do this. This is frustrating now. Don't make me do all this. I'm not doing it. Yeah, A plus B, or let's randomly take any number. X plus Y is equal to 0. X is equal to negative Y. This is fine. That's what I've written here, right? That's what I've done. Z is equal to A plus iota B, and conjugate of Z is what? A minus iota B. So minus of A minus iota B. And if these two has to be equal, that means only this you can see imaginary part are equal, right? B is equal to B, but A cannot be equal to minus A. So that's why it has to be imaginary. It cannot be real. When you joined the institute, did you mean what you guys were told? I'll be doing this. I won't be doing these things. These are pure nonsense. I keep telling you guys, just go and study these basic things. Addition, multiplication, if I'm that's why I'm not paying attention to even what he's asking. His doubts are like that. I can't help it unless you practice yourself in your home, because you have got a lot of reasons. I don't mean it's like you are the most busiest people in this world. Like even Bill Gates is just sitting, chilling, and Elon Musk is also he's also having more time than you. So this will be similar in that similar manner. This is going to be purely what Z is. Yeah, you can write Z belongs to R or Z belongs to I also. Scold you guys also. I'm already scolding him and him every time. The reason I don't know how frustrated you are from my class, but I am so much frustrated from you sitting in my class. You and Naveen both. The thing is, you guys are not paying attention. I keep repeating, just you will be able to do it. Just try it, yeah. You're not giving it a shot. And I'm really sorry that I have to point it out. I usually don't do that, but you guys are asking for it. Okay, what about, let's write down another property. If you multiply two complex numbers, let's say Z1 and Z2, and you take the conjugate of this, what you will get? Of course, we are talking about conjugate only. We haven't done much of, once we are done with the properties, then we'll start solving some problems. Right, see, the thing is, these are also your problems. If you just take A plus iota B multiplied by what? C plus iota B, and you take the conjugate, what you will get? what you'll get? Anyone? Yeah, you tell me. Okay. What is this? So this will be equal to Z1 conjugate multiplied by Z2 conjugate. Yeah, any doubt? Listen. You can prove this property. These properties you just take any two random complex numbers. Like Z1, Z1 you can take A plus iota B, Z2 you can take C plus iota B. You just multiply. You know how to multiply a complex number, right? Fine. We'll do that. We'll do one or two problems basically. Don't worry. I'm writing this property so that once we will do all the problems together of complex as well as for conjugates. Okay, just the complex number is purely non. Okay, so what about if we add two complex numbers and take the conjugate? How can we write that? Add and subtract both. So this is again Z1 plus or minus Z2. Okay, let's write down another property. If we take the division of two complex number and take the conjugate, what is this going to be? Okay, what's the mistake here? Anyone in the class? What's the mistake in that last one? You know this. You all know this actually. I'm repeating this in class. I've given you the hint. What? Yeah, man. Eighth one. Anything else? See, actually, we will do like that only. That's why it's called a property now. This can be concluded to this. Okay, you can do that. See, that's what this will make your life easy. That's why it's called property, right? If you take two complex numbers, okay, Z1 and Z2, and first the process you said you divide Z1 by Z2, and at the end you will take the conjugate. Okay, but what you can do, you can just directly take the conjugate of Z1 and directly take the conjugate of Z2. That's also you can write. That's why it is called property. What's the mistake here? These are not the mistakes. Shakti, anything? See, you guys should never think like if you think someone is smarter than you and that person is not able to, don't know the answer, that doesn't mean you cannot know the answer. Nobody is smarter than you. Okay, you have to understand this, and everyone is smarter. Huh? What? Sometimes you just keep quiet. Did I ask you grammatical mistake? Naveen, any guesses? Anything? Biology? Now you will say the answer. This is what? P by Q is what? What is P by Q? Rational number, right? Given a, yes, Q should not be equal to 0. Here, Z2 conjugate should not be equal to 0. Write down. Good. What? You want to punch? We'll solve some problem. We'll see that it does not mean if your conjugate is 0. We'll solve that number. We'll just write down the properties and we'll solve some problems based on. Write down next property. I think that will be enough. Watch, I just write down. If Z1, Z2 bar plus Z1 bar into bar means conjugate. That will be equal to 2 times of real part of Z1, Z2 bar, or this is also equal to 2 times of real part of Z1 bar, Z2. Just write it down. And let's write one more property. What else? If Z to the power of n conjugate, if you will take the conjugate of this, what you will get? Any guesses? Got it? Yes or no? So too many properties, right? Too many properties, is it? Let's solve some of the problems based on this. Acha. Let's solve some problems. See, next class we'll only be doing problems. Okay, just we have noted down all the properties. What you can do, you can prove these properties also. Then you will understand complex number property. Just write down, find out I 1 plus iota upon 1 minus iota. Once you are done with this, do this. 1 minus iota upon 1 plus iota. How you will solve it? Anyone? How you will solve it? Not necessarily. Okay. We call that process rationalization, right? Rationalization and you get it. Not necessarily, but yeah, you multiply it with your got it. First one is what? Second one is minus I. Everyone got this? I am. Got it? Trust me. I really need to have a serious talk with your parents. If I cannot drag the class like this. How do you rationalize it? You multiply it with its conjugate. Was the conjugate of the denominator? Was the conjugate of the denominator? Do it. This can you do? Do the same for that. Okay. Achha, coming back to you. See, for real numbers, if a square plus b square is equal to 0. Okay. For real numbers, if a square plus b square is equal to 0. Is it same for complex numbers? That means what? Here a has to be equal to 0, b has to be equal to 0. Right? Then only it is possible. Huh? Like how it is possible other than this? Is there any other answer? Tell me. Now, if complex number you write z1 square plus z2 square is equal to 0, it does not has to be 0. Z1 and Z2 may not has to be. Can you prove this? Try it. Give it a shot. Just see. It's mathematics or easy. Like unless you know this, there will be you have to write it up. Even in mathematics, you have to draw branches. Then you can do any biology, Like in organic chemistry, mostly we have to remember compounds. I was very bad at it. But you can draw a branch and you can understand from that. So that just try and do it here. Can anyone prove this? This does not mean, okay, this does not mean Z1 should be equal to, may not. See, it can be equal to 0. If Z1 and Z2 can be equal to 0, that time it will be 0. If Z1 is 0, Z2 is 0, it is 0, right? But it's not the necessary condition. If Z1 and Z2 has to be 0. It's not the necessary condition. Can you give any example or think of any number set? Z1 is equal to Z2. If Z1 is equal to conjugate of Z2, Z2 is equal to conjugate of Z1. Is it not possible? Okay, let's take Z1 is equal to 1 plus iota and Z2 is equal to 1 minus iota. Do it. This is 1 plus 1. It's not some snake, it is 1. Find out this. Find out this. You know how to find it. Next time, do not come in my class if you don't know these things. Naveen, you too. If you cannot practice, you cannot work out your problems, don't come to my class. I keep giving warning, but it doesn't help. Huh? Solve it first. Are square these numbers. Oh, Shreya, do it yours. So Z1 square will be what? 1 plus iota square. This is 1 square plus iota square plus 2 times of iota. Fine. Huh? 1 square is how much? The negative one, na? 1 square is I square is how much? Sorry. I square is how much? So 1 square plus iota square is how much? That means 0. That means you're getting 2i. Okay, Z2 square is how much? That means this you are getting 0. 1 square plus iota square minus 2i. If you add these two, what you get? 0. But Z1 is not 0. Z2 is not 0. Right? Z1 is not 0. Z2 is not 0. But the square, if you square these two and add, it is equal to 0. So here it will not follow the arithmetic of real numbers. Okay. So that will be all for today. Just go and have a look at these properties. Okay? Properties are really important. We'll solve. Sorry. So we like bam. Okay. So properties of this conjugate. Okay. Just go and solve it. You too. If you cannot work it out, if you don't have a knowledge of this much in next class, don't come to my class. Read the complex number. This time you can. When you joined, we were doing trigonometry, right? That time you have joined. What you have learned so far? Have you learned anything in my class? Yes or no? I don't feel like. And you, if everything is not there in your notebook, I'll burn your notebook and throw you out. Okay? Ask your Miss 25th is the meeting, right? Listen, everyone. Please come with your parents. Shreya, come with your parents. So mom, dad, will come. Do not miss that. Okay? We really need to discuss this. Biology. Don't have to memorize anything.